of a knee issue that I started to experience. I don't know. See how tomorrow goes. It's tough. If it wasn't for the knee problems, I would have no problem doing this. We called it quits, drove back home, and I started doing some research. I made an appointment with a sports medicine doctor, but I couldn't get it for this week. And it's going to be probably maybe another 2 weeks before I can get in to see him. So in the meantime, I started doing some research and picked up some different types of knee braces, and I just didn't want to sit at the house. So I'm back in the car, and I'm making the drive right back to where we left off, which is Cooper Gap. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on the trail. It could be, a couple days or more. We'll just see. So I'll check in a little bit. I'm going to make my way to the Hiker Hostel, where I've got reservations to stay the night, and then tomorrow morning I'll be back on the trail. Not too far away from the Hiker Hostel, it's just down the road here. Alright, there it is, it's straight ahead. Hostel is right up there at the top of the hill. So I'm going to park and go check in. Well, I'm in the Hiker Hostel van with Derek from the Hiker Hostel, and we just dropped off some people at the top of Springer Mountain, so now Derek is going to be taking me over to Cooper Gap to start back on the trail, because last week I had to get off because of the knee issue. So we should be there in a little while. It's beautiful out today, it's nice and sunny, and this morning was 45, and it's supposed to be, Derek says, about 60 degrees today, so it's perfect weather for hiking. I just got dropped off by Derek from the Hiker Hostel. He just left. This is where I left off last time. This is Cooper Gap, and there's the trailhead. And, so just about ready. Got my pack going here. I brought a little bit more food. It's cold, so I think I have everything to stay warm. Probably be building a fire tonight. So next thing, I'm going to get some leg braces on, and then I'm going to start making my way up the trail. Got a little bit of a late start, so I'm going to have to push it. All right, next stop, Gooch Gap, 4.8 miles. So I think that's where we're going to go. I've checked the map. There's an area in which you have to have a beer canister, because the bear activity is pretty bad, so you're required to have that. So I don't plan on stopping there. I want to hike through that area. I wouldn't have to deal with that. If I don't have a beer canister, I got a beer bag. So I guess we'll just keep pressing along here. Beautiful. This section is really nice. I just had to climb up some rocks. So if the whole trail was like this, it'd be no problem. But you gotta get up and down off the mountains, so there's no way around it. So you got these switchbacks, and some of them are pretty good, and others are pretty bad. A lot of down trees here. Must have got a big storm or something. There's more down trees than standing trees. Well, there's a white blaze, so we're on the right trail. I'm coming down the last switchback. Could have swore I didn't know what it was. Didn't know if it was an animal or not. It sounded like somebody saying help. Got the wind blowing in this direction. I stopped, I listened. I didn't hear it again, and I just heard it. So I'm gonna keep my ears open. Sound travels here. So we'll see. Phone coverage is horrible, so you can't rely on a phone. So that's why myself and Gregg have these Dahlonega Reach Explorers, which are satellite. And the nice thing about it is not only can you track and see where you're going, you actually can pull up topography maps, using your iPhone. And you can also send text messages back and forth, even with search and rescue. So there's no accidental, calls. So I'll just keep listening. I haven't heard it. I don't know if somebody maybe fell or something. I don't know. The last time I was on the trail, I've got a 2-liter Geiger rig, pressurized hydration system on my back, and I thought my filter was clogged. Come to find out, I used up all of my water because I cooked 2 meals, because the first time I was nauseous and I didn't eat it. And then when I got my hunger back, I used the rest of the water. And I thought my filter was clogged, and then I looked and I was out of water, and the next water source was 4.5 miles. So heck of a way to start your day. And Gregg had offered some of his water, but I refused it. So we were walking up one of the pathways, and Gregg says, that's what reminds me of it, because there's a lot of water right here. Gregg says, watch out for the mud. And I'm thinking, oh, mud, there's got to be water. So there was, up in the mountains here, the water just trickles off of the boulders. So I was able to fill a 1-liter bag, a reservoir bag that I carry. And I was able to get ice cold water, and I threw it into my filter, and then I had water. So anyway, you can't really go by those water sources. Those are like perfect water sources. They're ones that are going to be there. But this happened to be coming off of the boulders, and even if it trickles, it's better than nothing. Listen to that. Wind and birds. There's nothing neater than being in the forest like this. This is awesome. See, now this is a cool switchback right here. This is my type of switchback. Not all rocks. Just ran into a young man from another country, and I informed him about that section where there's a lot of bears and you have to have a bear canister, and he wasn't aware of it. So, all right, I think I'm a little bit over 2 miles. So far, so good. My knees feel good. Though these declines, I think we're coming off of Justus Mountain right now. These declines aren't that bad because there's no rocks. But otherwise, feel pretty good. Should be coming up on a creek pretty soon, It's almost lunchtime, so what I may do is grab a bottle of water, grab some water to cook with, and make some ramen noodles. This is why they call the Appalachian Trail the Green Tunnel. Look at this. Really neat. I hear water. Must be a waterfall. Creek. Definitely. Hey, check this out. You got the trail here, and then there's this drop off, which is flat as can be. I'm not sure if you can see beyond that there's water, but look at perfect place for somebody to camp. Someone has a little fire ring there. There's my water source there, and I'm taking advantage of it. Because you don't know when you're gonna need it. Yeah, there's the water. Good stuff. Lunch was good. Nice hot lunch. Beautiful location. Justus Creek, that was. Justus Stream, I think it was. I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, guess that was a good place to eat lunch because, as you can see, we're back to doing switchbacks again. And so we're climbing another mountain. And I think about a mile up this path is Gooch Mountain shelter. And there's water there. So I probably shouldn't have got the water from the stream, but I couldn't beat the flow. Filled up the bag pretty quick, but I am carrying an extra weight of another liter of water on my back, so especially going uphill. Should have played that one a little bit smarter. Anyway. Must be hydrated because my nose is running. Now I feel like I got to get out of this wool shirt, put on a short sleeve shirt. Now it's nice out. It's probably like 60s. It's cold this morning. So I have a feeling tonight's going to be really cold. Probably in the 40s, middle 40s, low 40s, maybe even in the 30s. Don't know. There's some stairs. Oh yeah, nice shaded area. Temperature drops. There's more water. Plenty of water. I'm not sure how to get down there, but a lot of water sources. Well, we have our first water crossing. Well, there was another one, but looks like the trail goes right up there, not that way. All right, we just arrived at a shelter. There's a water source. The shelter is back over that way. Not sure if you can see the rooftop. I believe that's a shelter. We're going to take a walk over there. It's also a blue blaze, which means there's water source. So I want to change out of this shirt that I'm in. Maybe pull the legs off my pants here and make them into shorts. Okay, this is Gooch Mountain shelter, right here. I decided to get out of that long sleeve shirt and put this short sleeve wool shirt on, and I took my bottoms for my pants off because it's hot, you know, when you're walking. You stand still, it's kind of cool. But, it's nice. We got a fire pit here. And if you go down here, the shelter is cleaner than most people's house. Here's what the inside of the shelter looks like. A lot of people leave supplies here, leftover stuff. There's a lot of memories of people who probably have hiked this, stayed here. And then there's a top floor. There's the stairs going there. It's nice. Places to hang your bags. One of the biggest problems with shelters, I've been told, I've never stayed in one, is mice. Mice will actually eat through your backpack. And so when you stay at these shelters, they usually have bear bags. So there's actual cables, steel cables, in which you can put your bear bags up in the air so the bears don't get to it. Anyway, it's a nice shelter. I would consider staying here, got all to myself, but I want to keep pushing a little bit farther. Got a lot of daylight left, and I'm not going to just stop here. Okay, left Gooch Mountain shelter. And we're climbing up again. Little switchbacks, not as bad as the ones earlier in the hike. This is pretty much rock free. I mean, there are some rocks here, but it's not that bad. So we just keep going up and up. You can see behind me. See the trail? Just keeps going up and up and up. You know, in walking the Appalachian Trail, it's hard to believe that just a little over a month and a half ago, 5,000 people walked on this pathway. It's so small in some areas. It's maybe 2.5, 3 feet right here. And 5,000 people were on this path trying to get to Maine, which is about 2,180 miles away from Springer Mountain. A lot of them don't make it. They say 1 out of 4 makes it. That's called a through hike. It's pretty neat to think about it. And then the other thing too is, you know, there's a movie coming out called A Walk in the Woods. It was written by an author named Bill Bryson. I'm not a reader of books, but I did read that one. I thought it was pretty interesting. And the movie's going to be coming out with I think it's Robert Redford and Nick Nolte. So if you get a chance, I'd say read the book before the movie.
but I've heard that they did some filming for the movie at Hammock Falls, which is the pathway up to Springer Mountain. That's what somebody told me. Anyway, it's kind of neat to think about that, you know. And famous authors and people of that kind have walked this same path. Kind of feel privileged. You listen to that? Get a gunfire? Well, it was pretty loud a second ago. The Army Rangers actually practice out here in the mountains. They actually train out here. We passed them last weekend when we were making our way to Springer. They had checkpoints. They wanted to make sure the people that are coming into the area had a reason to be there. I think that's pretty cool. Sounded like they had a hell of a firefight going on just a little while ago. Wish I had the camera running. There it is. Someone's having some fun today. Badass Army Rangers. Here's to the military. Freedom isn't free. We begin our ascent. Next stop is 3.5 miles. It doesn't look steep, but it is. And you get these nice little areas. I've been saying this all along, just really nice. It's kind of flat. It's going up a little bit, but it's not. It's not like some of the other areas where it was increasing in elevation rapidly. So I think the last time I looked at the Dahlonega, we were like somewhere between 3,000 and 3,500 feet up. So highest peak is Blood Mountain. That's my goal, to get over Blood Mountain and get into Neel Gap. We shall see. Quick observation. I've passed a few people and say hello to them, and then they got to pull their earbuds out of their ears because they listen to music. I mean, I have my headphones with me too, maybe later in the day when I go to camp. I just don't understand that. You can listen to music anytime. You don't hear this all the time. It's quiet. See a little bit behind me is a vista, some mountains. But why play music? You can listen to music anytime. You don't get to hike the Appalachian Trail all the time. Plus, it may be a good thing if you may want to hear if there's a rattlesnake warning you, or maybe a sow trying to protect their cubs. You never know what's around you if you have those headphones in. This section's pretty cool. It's very steep there, and you can't even see the top there. Kind of on a ridge line right here. Not sure if you can see the mountain or mountains. There's one right there. Whole ridge line of mountains, a range of mountains. Yeah, real deep forest right there. So yeah, I'm prone to tripping. If there's something that I can trip over, I'll trip over, but I'll be extra careful in this area. Alright, satellite says I'm 7.7 miles in. Now something I've noticed is the satellites give me different mileage than the signs that are along the Appalachian Trail. And I tend to believe the satellite because GPS wasn't around when they put some of these signs, and I think they just keep remaking the signs when they get old. So I did go off the trail for a bit to get some water, so it's probably a little added mileage to it. Not much though. It's saying 7.7, so I'm just going to keep pressing on. I'm going to go. Sometimes you have to go by, their signs, but once again, how did they get those measurements? Did they take a measurement wheel and come out here? So I have to believe the satellite. It says 7.7 and 3,048 feet elevation. We're up here. It's not the highest. I'm going to turn around here. You can see there's some other mountains right there. Kind of give you an idea how far up we are. The trail's narrowed, and it's kind of on a ridge line here. I think we're up near the top. So just keep following it. Take a look at that. It's just like when you think you got it easy and then you got that. I know it's deceiving, you can't really tell on video, but that's a pretty steep climb right there. And I'm thinking we gotta be close to the top of this mountain, because every other mountain when I look across, all as I see is the tops of those mountains. Man. Keeps going and going. Alright. Looks like we got still a ways to go till we get to the top of this. Hey guys, you got to check this out. Look at this. Look at the vista. Check that out. Is that not beautiful? It's like I can't even see where it ends. It just keeps going and going and going. That is so neat. Alright, well, we're working our way back down as fast as we climb this thing. We're on our way back down again. The next location is a gap, and I guess, hey, a gap is in between two higher elevations. So I guess we'll find the next shelter down here somewhere. My knees are doing good. This is what killed me the last time. So got these knee braces on, nothing fancy, but they seem to be doing the trick until I get to the doctor. I haven't looked at the Dahlonega. I'm guessing we're about 9 miles in. And there's plenty of sunlight, so I'm going to keep going for it. See how I feel when I get to the next shelter. or if I can find a nice camp spot. I'm doing at least 10. I would like to push right to the area before I can't remember the name of it, Jared something. Because from Jared all the way to Neel Gap, you have to have bear canisters, like I mentioned before. So I guess the bear activity is pretty high there. So of course I don't have the canisters, so I can't stay there legally. So I'm going to find a camp or make my own camp, preferably with a nice view, because tonight's supposed to be really nice. It's going to be cold though, but try to find a nice view. Hey, forget that, we're not going down, we're going back up again. Yep, we're going back up, never mind. Yep, pretty steep. It's a stairway to heaven. Fast as I went up it, now I'm going down it. Right. See the mountains? Beautiful. Looks like we're going to be on a ridge. A lot of the view's been obscured by trees, but this looks pretty nice right here. Big mountain right in front of us. I wonder if that's, I doubt it. I don't think that's Blood Mountain. Who knows? Too tired to pull out the map and look at, especially the topography. I don't want to know what's coming up. Yeah, beautiful. Well, I stopped and made myself some Gatorade. Took my pack off, back on, readjusted it. Still climbing. Haven't looked at the topography maps. Yeah, this part's a little bit crazy here. It's getting a little bit rougher. There's a lot of rocks, it's wet. Got these boulders. There's some areas you had to actually climb over the boulders. Now we're in the green tunnel. Okay, just came out of the woods and we're at Woody Gap. So I got to cross the street here and continue over on the Appalachian Trail. So it's a parking area. I guess people can park here and go hike. All right, let's go. Okay, we just crossed the road and there's some signs here. And as you can see, we're entering Blood Mountain Wilderness, the Chattahoochee National Forest. But there's some other signs over here that say Blood Mountain is 9 miles away. So I'm going to try to get to that area that is right before Jared's, I can't remember, Jared something. That's the stop before there's the last place that you can camp before you go through that other area, because you have to have those bear bags. And I don't have a bear bag, and it's about 5 miles. And there's evidently a reason why you have to have the bear bags. So I don't want to test that reason. But yeah, Neel's Gap, 11.3 miles. Right there, Neel's Gap, and that's what I'm trying to get to. So I've pretty much got it. I think I got it. Blood Mountain 9, Jared Gap 5.9. So yeah, Jared Gap is where I can't go tonight, so I got to go right before that. But this is Woody Gap. All right. That's a good sign. 11 miles. And I'll be over Blood Mountain. And up we go again. This one's pretty steep. To put these switchbacks in perspective, right down there is where we just came up. We followed it all the way around, came in, then went over the boulders, rocks, and then we're up on this next level, and that's all it keeps doing. It just keeps switching. I guess that's why you call it a switchback. Next. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna shut this off so I have two hands. Okay, well, there's a water source somewhere around here, so I want to top off. Make sure that I've got enough water for tomorrow. And it looks like I made my goal of getting to that camp area before the Bear Wilderness area. So I think it's only like another mile. And the sun's still up, which is good. Give me time to get my hammock up and my rain fly. You can tell the temperature's starting to drop right now. It's a little bit cool out. So not much farther, and we'll be setting up some camp, get something to eat. And then tomorrow will be Blood Mountain to Neel Gap. Neel's Gap. Neel's. It's Neel, but everyone says Neel's Gap. Right, I got enough water for just filled up on this stream here, and I'm gonna fill up this bag, and I'll use this to cook my dinner tonight. So I got 0.8 miles to get to a camp, and that's that last camp. And then tomorrow I'll head out and cross Springer Mountain. Should be enough. Well, that was a quick 0.8 of a mile. Campsite straight ahead here. So we'll cook some dinner and set up some camp for this evening. Sun's starting to get down. Got Jeff in the background, met Jeff on the trail, and we decided to set up in this area. I got my setup right there. It's my hammock and my tarp, which I have the tarp up right now. So it's getting cold out right now. It's, I don't know. I haven't checked the temperature. I'm going to say it's probably in the low 50s. I'm making myself some dinner. Then I'm going to get a good night's rest. And I'm going to climb Blood Mountain tomorrow, hike over it, and come into Neel's Gap. So anyway, see you in the morning. For those of you who are interested, that's my setup. That's a Cuban fiber rainfly. It has tie-off doors on the ends. And inside I've got a lightweight hammock and then top and under quilts. Trying to keep my voice down because the other person's still in their tent sleeping. So I think I'm going to get a little fire going so I can burn some trash. And I'll walk down here and go get my beer bag. Hopefully it's still there. This here looks like a path. And I could have swore I heard the coyotes running up and down this last night. It's not a trail, but pretty close to it. I mean, we're just off of the Appalachian Trail. Oh, where's my bear bag? Oops, there it is. Right there, right above my head. Still there? So I'm going to get that down and get some breakfast. Well, I brought Pop-Tarts and some other breakfast, oatmeal and stuff. I'm going to go with ramen noodles. May even make 2 of them. Okay, we're I'm all packed up and ate some breakfast, and we're going to be heading over Blood Mountain down into Neel's Gap, and I'm probably going to have the shuttle pick me up there and I'll head back home. So let's get going. Hell of a way to start the morning. Oh crap, look at this. Just came up even worse than this. Oh boy. Switchbacks from hell. Well, Jeff from Seattle has fallen back. He's just taking his time. That's what I did yesterday. There's no sense of trying to rush it, you know. I get to a peak, stop, take a break, get some water, and then move on. I was just trying to take some advice that somebody gave me about your cardio, you know, just walk at the, walk, but not so much that, your heart's pounding out of your chest, and then you're not going to be, killing yourself. So that's been working for me. I just stopped for a second to take a Gatorade energy shot. That was just a pretty tough climb. I without looking at the map, maybe I'll put it on the screen. Man, that was tough. Now we're heading back down, which means we'll probably be going back up again. Oh no! Look at that view. What a nice view. Surprisingly, my legs feel really good. I'm starting to get trail legs. Not hurting at all. Got a good pace going. I got 900 more feet to climb. It's not that bad right now. I'm hoping it's not really steep, just a gradual climb to 900 feet. We'll know in a bit. Well, we're on a relatively flat part of the trail right now. I just checked the DeLorme. It says we're about 3,600 and change high, and we need to go to 41. So we've got a long way to go, another 600 feet. And now we're going downhill. So it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I'm sure we'll get there real soon. I'm about 3.1 miles in from the campsite. I don't know where Jeff from Seattle is. I lost him. He was going at his own pace, which is fine. I'm going at my own pace too. Kind of got my I've got a good rhythm, good cadence going right now, so especially on the uphills, which will help me. My knees feel great. All right, we're still on Blood Mountain. Not sure if you can see these switchbacks. Pretty good climb. Just came from there and go into there. All right, just stop for a second. I had to send some text message via satellite. Make arrangements to be picked up. So I gave my location. While doing that, I just checked. We're about 3,500 and change up. We still got 600 feet to climb. Some of it's pretty steep, and then you get these areas like right ahead here. It's not that bad. It's kind of gradual. So I like to film it, but I need 2 hands when I'm climbing this. I want to take a look at something. Without a doubt, that is a bear print. Let's see if you can see it right there. Let's get the leaf off there. There's the nails, the claws right there. Saw a few of them. Should be a pretty good size to make a mark like that. Hopefully he's not on the trail. There it is right there. There's a few more as we look further down the trail. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me to see those. They're all over the place. This is that area that I was talking about earlier, where there's signs all over the place saying that if you're camping here, you have to have a bear canister, because that keeps the odor away, and mask the odor, because bear scent is like so much stronger than ours. They could sniff that out. So anyway, let's hope we don't run across any. I guess the reason why they put those signs up, because bears have actually come up to the humans because of not doing the right things, throwing food away in the woods and stuff like that, so the bears have no fear, and that's not good. Getting some really nice views starting here, and a nice forest to the left, but here's to the right. Really pretty. And then behind me, beautiful forest, and that's where we just came from. Now we're coming back downhill again. Well, I hear some water to my left, and I have a feeling that's going to be Slaughter Creek. So, yeah, I can hear it. So we got some water down there. According to my map, it's probably going to be Slaughter Creek. So let's go take a look. This is Slaughter Creek. Expected it to be something more than that, but there it is. And this is going to bring us to the top of Blood Mountain. Morning, how are you?
Good afternoon, whatever it is.
I think it's still morning.
Okay, who cares on a day like today? Huh?
Exactly, yes sir. We made it to the top of Blood Mountain. Good little trip.
Reed, you need to put this water bottle back in your pack too.
Which one?
Alright, so that wasn't that bad. Good climb up. Got to the summit of Blood Mountain, and look who showed up. Jeff! Jeff from Seattle! Has no trail name. Not yet. Jeff's going to do a through hike soon. So Jeff left his job to come out here and do this. Got a lot of balls. So look at the views, beautiful views. Worth every step to see this. Wow. Crap. Just as rocky as it was coming up, as it is going down. Hello.
They had like a plaque or something, so I knew what. It'd be cool to see what these all are.
Yeah, it would be nice. Still making our way down. Beautiful sights. Look at that. Awesome, huh? little legs, short legs. Holy crap. Oh, I see another white blaze. Woo. Climbing mountains. That's probably the shortcut right there. Okay, we're off of all those rocks. Making good time right now. I'm moving. Got my trail legs going. Some rocks here, but feel good. Should be close to Neel's Gap. Can't figure it's much longer. That's where I do the best, when it's on these pretty level straightaways. I try to pick up speed as I go a little bit slower on the others because I don't want to aggravate the knees. Right now we're cooking. Okay, we're just exiting the Blood Mountain Wilderness, and that noise you hear is the traffic on Gainesville Road, which this is Neel's Gap. We're just making the final descent down to it, and once I reach the Mountain Crossing store, which is the outfitter store here at Neel's Gap, that's it. So just a little bit more and we'll be there. We made it. All right, guys, we made it. We're at Neel's Gap. Very cool. So I was able to go from Cooper Gap to Neel's Gap. So that's it for now. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like me on Facebook. I'm going to go inside Mountain Crossings and get some real food to eat. You take care.